Uh, if I've reached the right person, because I'm pretty new to the algorithm, you'd probably be thinking of scrolling away because this is not this really intense video and just me talking calmly and walking a bit. But yeah, I found a strategy to stop my gaming addiction because I had a lot of doubts about the current advice given, even by the therapists and psychologists. I'll give you an example. Well, a lot of books about therapy and cognitive behavioral therapy talk about redu- slowly reducing your screen time. And when you look online at self improvement, most people talk about doing push ups when you catch yourself gaming. And the problem with that is that it's acting as it's in involuntary behavior, which it's not. So I'm giving a lot of examples, I know, but when you come back from school or from college, I don't know, or from work even, and you go to your room, it's wouldn't you rather open up your PC and play some games and talk with people that barely like you, or just mindlessly mindlessly roam around in life, I guess, just in the streets? Why wouldn't you choose gaming above a life that is not worth living? And that's kind of where a lot of us go wrong, I guess. I think. In my case, when I came from back from school, I felt that a lot of people thought of me as pathetic and weird, and so I'd rather just game because it was fun. I chose to game instead of meeting these people because it's just not fun. Why would I even bother doing it when nobody likes me? And yeah, we kind of forget that obvious point. If we don't like life as much as we do gaming, then why would we quit gaming? And this is not an advice on saying that you should game. I'm saying that gaming is a symptom of a bigger problem, which is not enjoying your life as much as you should. And well, I'll talk about it more when I change locations because it's raining a bit. So I'll cut it. Hello, well, we're back. So what I was saying that gaming is a little bit more fun to life for people like us because people like us weren't really gifted with an amazing life. And there is a way to deal with it which is pretty simple. And that's a lot of people not really realize. And it's not because of stupidity, but I'll show you what cured me in a sense, what worked for me, how I made my life more fun. So I just told you that I'd rather game when I came from home because nobody liked me. And that was because gaming is fun, yeah. But gaming also made me feel like a loser. I always sat at home doing nothing, and it's kind of started feeling something to be ashamed about. And I'm not saying that you should or shouldn't be ashamed of it, but it really hurt a lot. So I tried to do something against it, like you guys. Um, yeah, I made a lot of different strategies and tried a lot of different stuff in 2 years, I guess. And at first, I agreed with the usual stuff that you see around. So I started slowly reducing my screen time, but eventually I relapsed. or when I caught myself doing it, I started doing push-ups, but eventually I found a reason to not do the push-ups anymore. And it doesn't always work, as I just showed you. So instead of trying to force myself to get out of it, I found a way to see life as more fun than the game. As it should. Life should be more fun than the game, right? We're made to be alive in a way. When you're religious or believe in natural selection, it makes a lot of sense to assume that we live in order to live. Of course, you can make some counter arguments against it, and I'm not, well, it's not really important what I'm saying right now. I'm going to give you the advice, okay? So one day I decided to pick a paper and wrote 3 lines where I was going to write 3 games that I enjoyed the most. And I asked a simple question under each one. What were 5 examples for each one of a part of the game that I enjoyed, or even a situation? And so I wrote them down. I played League of Legends, for example, and I loved dodging skill shots and trying to beat other people using these tactics. Or Minecraft, for example, a lot of people play this. When I was 12, I used to love exploring the new biomes from each update. And I made a lot of different situations out of there. And then I asked myself, after I wrote down 15 situations, what is a recurring pattern here? So with the League of Legends, it's competition. With Minecraft, it was exploring. And I forgot what the third game was. I don't know if it was 3 or 2, but just write 3 games, because it's going to help a lot more, okay? So when I discovered that competition and novelty seeking, I guess, were there are a lot of birds. So as I was saying, when I realized that novelty seeking and competition were actually not necessarily parts of the game or invented by the game, and were parts of life itself, it kind of clicked in me. Games aren't addictive because of the lights and the high dopamine, the cute characters. No, it's fun because it's giving you a part of life that your current life doesn't give you. And it makes sense that gaming gives you more. Because when you're born, you don't really have any goals or any tasks or any, desires, I would say. And gaming makes it a lot more obvious what you actually want. So League of Legends is a competition game. So it's picking one part out of your life and makes it more goal oriented and make it more obvious what you have to do. And the same is true for Minecraft. It's a lot easier to understand it. And because it's a lot easier to understand, you can also just use games in order to understand what you like about life, which is what I did. And it's sad to see that this is not something that is realized by everyone, that this is not the mainstream idea, that gaming gives you more than life does. And yeah, I hope you guys understand or kind of relate to my situation. Because if you do, I'll give you a practitional exercise for you guys. So, oh, there's a lot of wind, sorry guys. But pick a paper like I did, write 3 games or coping mechanisms, things that are more fun than life, and write them down. Then give yourself 5 situations for every one, and which are fun. And after you've done that, ask another question. What's the reoccurring pattern with these situations? And when you've done that, it's pretty easy from there on. You discovered, perhaps like me, that you like competition and novelty seeking. So just look for novelty seeking in the real life. Maybe go for a biking cruise. I don't know if that's how you say it, but take your bike and go bike in the streets and discover new things. Or when you're interested in tactics and competition, maybe you can learn how to dodge boxes. I don't know what you call them, punches. And or maybe you don't like boxing when you actually try it, then find something else. Maybe economics or business is something more to your liking. Just find out for yourself what you like about your addictions, and in this case, gaming, and implement them in your real life. That's the way you should go on with dealing with addiction, I feel like, because gaming is fun for a reason. And so is drinking alcohol and all this other stuff. You wouldn't do it if it was not fun. So, yeah. Tell me, do that right now. Turn off the screen. Do the exercise that I just gave you. And comment how the advice worked for you or not. And maybe I can learn from it as well. But, yeah. I hope everything will turn out fine for you guys. See ya.